I have great pleasure in welcoming you all to the inaugural ceremony of the second Global Symposium, Men and Boys for Gender Justice.
It's indeed a fantastic experience for all of us here in Delhi in the organizing processes to see this from the early mornings, the large crowds of delegates coming for the registration process. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the second Men Engage Global Symposium. And let me tell you, we have over 1,100 registered delegates from 94 countries. We have all come together, assembled here in Delhi to find new ways to achieve gender justice in a rainbow world. For many decades have women alone carried the torch of the struggle for gender equality the world over. In this symposium, we want to reaffirm a framework of gender justice that includes all groups marginalized and subordinated because of their sex, gender, or orientation. We also want to share thoughts and experiences about ways in which men and boys from all parts of the world and all walks of life are able to reflect upon their patriarchal privilege and join as allies and partners in this common quest. I do, however, hope that the symposium is able to fulfill your expectations. You are able to renew old friendships and make many new ones as we all move together in our journey towards gender justice. Thank you all for coming.
The time has now come to beat the drums of change. Are you ready? Do you all have something to beat?
What we are gathered to do here is also a game changer, certainly for us as UN Women convening men. This is not a one-sided task. We see the engagement of men and boys, the other half of humanity, as the game changer that will reinforce and ensure that the road that will be traveled will be shorter ahead of us. We want you to be the one that will say, I don't want to see FGM, female genital mutilation. We want fathers to stand up and say that. We want you to be the one who will say, I will not participate in a panel or in a conference where women are not represented in the platform. These are the things that will define the he for she's. Truly, these will be the chain makers, and the gender justice driven and propelled by men, women together will make us an unstoppable force. Thank you.
One important man said this: violence against women continues to be the most heinous, systematic and prevalent human rights violation. It is a threat to all women and an obstacle to all our efforts for development, peace and gender equality in all societies. It is always a violation of human rights. It is always a crime. It is always unacceptable. So said KiMoon, the Secretary General of the United Nations. And for their talent, creativity and contribution to be fully available to the Human Progress Project, we must embrace women and girls must be fully free. Free from preventable maternal mortality, free from gender-based violence, including child marriage and FGM, and they must be able to be in charge of their bodies, to decide when to have children, under what circumstances, and how many. And we go forward to action for gender justice with MEN. More energy now. More engagement now. more equality now. Thank you.
Parenting and schooling have an important role in instilling values of gender equality and humanity. This kind of socialization, the macho man, is really a very sorry figure. He has been denied the pleasure of demonstrating emotions, showing care and concern, and being human. I'm sure this symposium will provide a forum not only to show us the way of how to engage with men and boys through international fora like this, but also to institutionalize such an engagement within policy and schematic interventions of the government.
When I used to go to my friends' houses for lunch, and their mothers would be in the kitchen, I would say, "What's wrong?" They're like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Is your father ill?" They're like, "No." I said, why is your mother in the kitchen?" They're like, "What do you want about?" I said, "No, I mean, shouldn't your father be cooking?" I believe it's not enough for men to engage. Men have to engage in the right way.
What makes me, in a way, feel very humble is the fact that the working together of so many organizations, the silos have been broken. People have come together regardless of personal domains, personal egos. People have come together. Something we could only dream about when we met on the 16th of after the 16th of December 2012. We could only dream that this would happen.
So, Mel Engage is an alliance, it's a community that stands for gender justice. This includes working with men and boys for the rights and the empowerment of women and girls. And we believe that there is a world to win for men and boys themselves as well. That men can benefit from increasing their roles in caregiving, in having healthy relationships, and in being non-violent, for example. And not to forget that gender inequalities among men, such as on the basis of race, class, age, sexual orientation, or gender identity, are all part of this discussion as well. It's about moving beyond the binary. I want to close off this part of the session with giving thanks to all those many people that have to be thanked for this.